Welcome to One Chapter, One Thought. I'm Pastor Chris from Lincroft Bible Church in New Jersey. Every weekday I read one chapter of the New Testament and offer one brief devotional thought. Today's reading is from the Gospel of John, chapter 15. Jesus says, "I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit he takes away, and every branch that does bear fruit he prunes it so that it will bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides with the vine, so neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him will bear much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away as a branch and dries up, and they gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. Just as the Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy might be made full. This is my commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that one lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you slaves, for the slave does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you would go and bear much fruit, and that your fruit would remain, so that whatever you ask of my Father in my name he may give to you. This I command you, that you love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it has hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own, but because you are not of the world, I chose you out of the world, because of this, the world hates you. Remember the word which I said to you, a slave is not greater than his master. They persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But all these things they will do to you for my name's sake, because they do not know the one who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not have sinned, but now they have no excuse for their sin. He who hates me hates my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which no one else did, they would not have sinned, but now they both have seen and hated me and my Father as well. But they have done this to fulfill the word that which is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. When the Father comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, that is the Spirit of truth which proceeds from the Father. He will also testify about me, and you will testify also because you have been with me from the beginning." One thought. This is the middle chapter of the Upper Room Discourse, and in John 15, Jesus talks about how to have a growing and vital relationship with God. To illustrate this, he uses another I am statement, saying that he is the true vine and we are the branches. And so we see in verses 1 and 2 that Jesus is the source of life. That's the point that he's driving at. I am the true vine. I am the vine. You are the branches. And really what Jesus is drawing on here is an Old Testament background from Isaiah chapter 5. In verses 1 through 7 of Isaiah 5, Israel is likened to a vine and is meant to produce fruit, but is barren. But Jesus is the true vine. He is the fulfillment of the people of Israel, and he is the one that produces fruit and bears fruit. And now in him, in connection with him, in union with him, we also bear fruit. I think what Jesus also gets at in this verse, in this chapter, is that fruitfulness is the mark of genuine faith. In verse 2, he says, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away." And then he also talks about any branch that does not bear fruit being cast away and thrown away, and it dries up. Now, I don't think that Jesus is really trying to get into these, bigger theological discussions of like, can you lose your salvation and all that stuff. No, I think the point that he's making is simpler. If you're connected to the vine, real faith bears fruit. That is the mark of faith. Faith without works is dead. It doesn't mean we're saved by our works. We are saved by Jesus alone. But it means that these things, like bearing fruit, is kind of like the shirt or the jersey that we wear, identifying with Jesus. But Jesus also goes and adds another layer, which isn't always pleasant to us, but he says, genuine believers get pruned. Every branch in me, God prunes it so that it may bear more fruit. God's purpose of discipline in our lives is loving. It's sometimes painful, though. It's like Hebrews 12, 1 through 11, which says that God's discipline is, quote, for our good, so that we may share in his holiness. So God's discipline is painful for us as believers, but ultimately it has a good end to it so that we may bear much more fruit. So to be in Christ means being connected to the source of life, the true vine. And when we are united to him, we will bear fruit. Sometimes God disciplines us in pruning us, but it's all for a good purpose, so that we will bear even more fruit.